I do not have any information pertaining the arrival or entry of Lumbuye. When we get it, we shall let you know. Or when we get him, we shall let you know. But I do not have any information indicating that Lumbuye entered Uganda. Sinaba kufunako information yonna obubaka bwonna obulaga nti Lumbuye yayingidde eggwanga oba twamuyingizizza eggwanga. Bwe tunaabafuna tujja kubategeeza. Mwebale nnyo.
Investigations have a process. We get allegations from different sources and we follow protocols. Okay? So what is important in this aspect is that there are a number of videos that were shared. Some are very harmful, spreading a lot of harmful propaganda, which is very dangerous. So we have those respective files. We've transcribed the video footages and the voices and everything. So what we want is wherever Lumbuye is, if he's in Uganda, if he's out of the country, at whatever stage he's handed over to CID, we have these files against him. As simple as that.
The Ministry of Internal Affairs continues to work with other stakeholders to ensure that the borders are running smoothly. Our 56 points, manned points, managed to enter 2,459 and to exit 2,271, a total of 4,730. This means that there is a slight increase in terms of people who have crossed the borders compared with last week. Out of the 56 points of entry which are manned, 30 of them did not have entry or exit. Among the people who cross the borders include truck drivers, cargo flight crew, evacuees, repatriatees, and tourists. We refused entry 27 truck drivers, mostly Kenyans, and 1 Congolese. And on 3rd August, we cleared the delegation which was going to Congo, comprised of 19 Ugandans, 1 Rwandan, and 1 Kenyan. So we're going to discuss the issue of uncalled for arrests and illegal arrests of Ugandans on Lake Albert. So we hope the situation will improve because government has taken it up as a region. There's 1 Kenyan in the names of David Kimani, who was blacklisted for repeated violation of entry procedures. He was returned but also blacklisted because he has kept on persistently attempted to dodge immigration and enter without having proper documents. On 7th August at Entebbe, we interdicted 1 Libyan national who was wanted by Interpol. The names are withheld. He was handed over to security for further management. So this is an indication that our system, which we developed, is working very well. It can interdict any wanted person, and we will keep on reporting to you the number of people we interdict. But if anybody is wanted, we are able to interdict such a person.
Now we have 7 suspects who are being charged to court for ID theft and related frauds, especially in the mobile phone sector. This operation was spearheaded by our Directorate of Crime Intelligence in close coordination with task teams from the Uganda Communications Commission and Airtel Uganda, where 7 suspects highly linked to the wave of online fraud schemes of ID theft and theft of one-time passwords, where they target individuals, especially customers under Airtel, and businesses that are under the mobile telecom industry, was becoming very common. Amongst the 7 suspects, we arrested Katerega John, a 44-year-old male adult and resident of Ndeje Kanyanya. We have Ziwa Emmanuel, 48-year-old male and resident of Namasuba Chikajo. We have Mukisa Fred of Namasuba Para Zone. Mande Mugisha Henry, also of Namasuba Para. Sempija Derek of Najana Nkumbi Stella Zone. Mabirizi Amos of Namasuba Lufura Zone, Lufuka Zone, and Mpaka Musa of Lueza Zone A. According to our preliminary information, the suspects would obtain login credentials for mobile phone users by actually tricking them. They would trick them into providing their passwords, and they would end up stealing sensitive personal information from their mobile phone accounts and convert it to their personal use after blocking the original owner. Upon taking over the individual's ID, they would proceed and conduct a wide range of crimes, including fraudulent withdrawals of mobile money from the mobile phone. Some of them would access the bank accounts, especially where the passwords exist within the phone. So they would make fraudulent withdrawals from the victim's bank account through mobile phone banking, and also would go ahead to fraudulently use the mobile phone to call relatives, friends who appear in the directorate or in the address book of the phone, and then they would defraud the unsuspecting friends and relatives. So several individuals across the country were victimized by this kind of online fraud, and we want this to go out as a lesson to all mobile phone users that please, under no circumstances should you come out to share your PIN or details with anyone. If you want any rectification, alteration to your PIN code and any other challenges, please go to the established mobile phone centers, and then you get the right assistance from there, but not online or by telephone call. So we are going to vigorously investigate them and ensure that we make as much recovery as we can, and also dismantle the entire racket that has been very active. You remember we also raised concerns surrounding the rampant cattle thefts that were taking place within the corridor of Chiboga, Luwero, and Chankwanzi. And I'm happy to inform you that again our Directorate of Crime Intelligence, working closely with the territorial task teams from the districts of Chiboga and Chankwanzi, managed to track down the suspects, and we also have 7 suspects who have so far been arrested. We have the gang leader of these cattle thieves called Sewaya Henry. We have Lumbuye Issa, alias Nick. This one was the gang driver. He was the one who would drive the route or even ride the route on Boda Boda. We have Sharif Mawanda, alias Salongo. We have Muonge Ashraf, alias Chifampa. We have Mayanja Mubarak, Semata Swaib, and Kasiba Fazil. All these were residents of Kampala here in Nansana, Chebando, and Kayunga villages in Wakiso. So that's where we rounded them up. They would leave Nansana, Chebando, and Kayunga. Then they go and connive with the locals in Chiboga, Chankwanzi. So we built on intelligence in one of, when the locals in Dwaniro village intercepted one Luchamuzi Joseph, who failed to escape on a border, and when he was intercepted, they found him with 5 goats that had been slaughtered on that border of his. So on expanding the investigation, we established that the group works in conspiracy with local criminals, and they target cattle farms. And they had specialized in cows and goats, which they would immediately slaughter on the farm or in the nearby bush. Then the beef would find its way to butchers, restaurants, or even directly to their customers at prices lower than the market value. This would help them to speed up the transaction. So the recent cases were the theft of goats from the farm of Ntamwete Charles, and also cows from the farm of Mwesije Livingstone. We want to warn dealers in the meat and meat product industry about the dangers of buying meat from the black market, because it finds its way to the food chain and without any health checks, which is very harmful. They should make sure that they buy their meat and meat products from the established butchers and from the respective butchers and slaughterhouses. So our Director of Crime Intelligence has identified several stakeholders within these cattle corridors and taking them through how they can pick intelligence on potential areas of criminality in their sector. We've also taken them on target hardening measures as far as the cows are concerned, marking them, and even proper records. So this morning we are transferring these suspects to Chiboga, where they are supposed to be charged for cattle theft and